Hi guys, welcome back. It's the first week of September and I hope you all know what that means. It means Halloween season has begun. I'm wearing my Everyday is Halloween t-shirt. I have already been eating pumpkin for the past week every day, so I'm ready to feel Halloweeny 24/7. So I thought I will try to review as many spooky, gothy, horror-y books as I can until it is actually Halloween. And the one I want to start with today is this pretty book here. It's called Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter and it's written by Seth Graham Smith. And you might know this guy already because he also wrote the quite well-known Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. And this book, as well as Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, have been made into movies, but I haven't seen any of those yet. But you can tell me if they are worth watching. So, about the book. It is presented as a novelization of the diaries of Lincoln, in which he tells the true story of his life and enlightens us to the fact that the so-called Great Emancipator was actually an extremely successful vampire hunter. You could see it as a crossover between historical fiction and horror, because the references to real events, like the famous Gettysburg Address, are numerous and place the story very much in its historical content. And it's also very fascinating to see how sometimes the author takes actual quotes from Abraham Lincoln but interprets them in a way that you just read quotes from his speeches and go like, yeah, of course he's talking about vampires here, why didn't I see this before? And what prompts Abe's lifelong obsession with vampires is the death of his mother when he is just 9, and later he learns that instead of dying of illness, as he has been taught, she was killed by a vampire, as a punishment for his father who was uncooperative in a business deal thingy. Yeah, and since Abraham learns this, he makes it his life's mission to hunt down and kill as many vampires as he can. And his personal mission of killing vampires becomes of general and political importance in a way when later in the story he learns about a conspiracy of vampires who want to subjugate, you know what I mean, suppress and enslave all of humankind and use humans basically as workforce and snacks. And while this was still fun to read, this enslavement of humankind plot also kind of dampened my enjoyment of the novel. Because you see, I'm not so naive to believe that the Emancipation Proclamation, who declared the freedom of slaves and stuff, happened because of Mr. Lincoln's purely selfless and anti-racist motives. But in this book, the whole abolition of slavery is based to 90% on his need to get rid of vampires. And there's an event in the book which I won't spoil for you, but after which Abraham comes to the conclusion, found it. So long as this country is cursed with slavery, so too will it be cursed with vampires. So what makes him want to abolish slavery is the greater need of abolishing vampires, which is, I don't know, it filled me with skepticism. And there's another quote I wrote down for me. Later someone says to him with regards to the aforementioned conspiracy, if we lose Abe, then it is only a matter of time before every living man, woman and child in America is a slave. This also, hence slavery is only truly horrible if it's in danger of being extended to white people. Yeah, I'm not just such a fan of this line of thinking, obviously. So I know I'm basically complaining right now that a vampire novel contains vampires, which is kind of silly. And all in all, I loved the idea of having Lincoln fighting vampires, but I only wished it wasn't used in a way that it feels to me to be playing down slavery and the impact of slavery and the reasons for slavery. But yeah, aside from that, I think it is a pretty enjoyable novel. I like the writing style. I like there's lots of action scenes which are also yeah very nice if you're into that kind of horror novel. So it was less a novel which is like continuously super suspenseful. So you will be easily be able to be going to sleep after reading this book. So it's not one of those horror or supernatural or fantasy novels which keep you awake at night, but still I found it kind of a cozy read. So if that like gives you an idea how it feels to read it, like you can read it in a coffee shop, drinking your pumpkin spice latte, or yeah, cheap fake versions of pumpkin spice latte, which I also can recommend very much because I'm not rich. Yeah. So all in all, good book. Aside from that slavery thing I mentioned, and I recommend it. And hopefully see you soon for my next yeah, every day is Halloween video.